Hey, you guys. Well, I'm thinking spring is coming. Spring is right around the corner. We had massive snow, like, I don't know, like a week ago, and now it's in the high 40s, almost 50s, and all the snow's melting. It's awesome. I'm ready. I know it's only January, but hey, it's almost February. And in Spokane, we usually get our heaviest snow in February, I have to say. But I still feel pretty good about it. Anyway, so for January minis, I did the little Matchbox micro minis, and I kind of feel like that was sort of cheating. I don't know. I just didn't think those really counted as my minis for January. So I had to make some more. So I every once in a while, you know how you start watching a channel and you kind of get stuck, like just watching the same. Well, yeah, I shouldn't say get stuck, but like you start watching someone's channel and then the suggested videos come up, or like, if you have it on autoplay. Well, I got on this Wendy's journal adventures loop last week, and I watched a lot of her videos, but I guess I was really actually paying attention. And I've looked at her lap books. I've watched her lap books, and I'm just like, man, there is a lot going on in those things. And she just, I mean, it's like everything's just flipping, and like Eva with the Bohemian Crafter too. So, you know, um, but Wendy has this really cool, just very very distinctive style, vintage botanical kind of style, and I don't know, it's just really nice. It's very just very pleasing to look at, and to watch her work too. I just love watching her work. So anyways, I was inspired to do some lap books, and yeah, but I didn't want to make 16 lap books, big giant ones. So I decided to make abbreviated lap books and make them my official monthly minis for January. Um, so yeah, so that's what I did. I actually did 16 of them all together. And oh, so the other thing that inspired me was envelopes. Wendy, this is my ode to Wendy, I guess. Um, she does some amazing things with envelopes. I mean, we all like to play with envelopes, but sometimes it's like, I don't know, just certain people you watch, it's like, wow, I really like the way she does that. So anyways, yeah, so thank you, Wendy, for all of your inspiration. You're pretty awesome. So anyways, these are my abbreviated Wendy Wendy inspired lap books. Okay. And these are all made from craft envelopes. I just, you know, acquired a whole bunch of them recently, and decided that those would be fun to just make journals out of, because I don't usually use envelopes to make journals. I usually use like file folders and that kind of thing. Anyway, so I'm going to stop jabbering and I will show these to you. Um, these are, they're time intensive. Doing all this stuff is time intensive. So, I've asked people, what is a lap book? Like, what even is a lap book? Because I'm not a journaler and I'm not a planner girl. Like, I don't really, know what that means, but I've watched lots of people make them, and I think I kind of have the idea. So anyway, so these are little minis. And so yeah, so you can see the main part of the journal is a larger craft envelope, and then there's two smaller ones that I've attached on the sides. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then another one in the center. So 4 envelopes. And just did some funky stuff as far as the way I cut them and folded them, and just made them do what I wanted them to do. But what I love are all the little flips and stuff, like to just you know, make all of these things that flip and open. And watching someone flipping through a lap book is kind of mind-boggling sometimes. Anyway, so I also, oh, and that was the other thing that she did, was she did these library pockets, where she kind of like altered these library pockets and did them with a flap, right, with the little string. And she does hers with 2 of the little paper like fastener things. I like to do it sometimes with just 1 and use eyelets. So I attach my little paper part with an eyelet inside the envelope. So yeah, so these are, I just did some collaging on some of them. So I did a bunch of these envelopes. I did some larger ones, and then I did smaller ones too. So obviously, right? So this just, there's a pocket here. A lot of these images are actually images from Mrs. Coggs, and also from Tracie Fox. Lots of images from Tracie Fox. And then others are just images that, you know, I've had. A lot of them were purchased. Some of them were, you know, public domain. So I did the elastic in 2 places on these. So you can see that it folds just to the side of the elastic. So it doesn't really get in the way of the journal part. So I just did like 2 small little, each one of these has 10 pieces in it. So that gives you 40 surfaces. You could put both of them in here if you want to. It's a little snug, I think, with both of them in there, but I like the idea of being able to put the journal on either side. So, you know, that's why I wanted to do the 2 different elastics in there. And each one of these has 2 pieces too. So you could actually do, like, you know, other types of inserts in these too if you wanted. So these are just made with, you know, coffee dyed paper and grid papers and mostly vintage paper, some music paper and stuff like that. And then that beautiful scrapbook paper that I showed you guys that I got recently. And then I did some collaging on a live stream where I was collaging on some pattern papers. And so after I did the live stream, I wound up just kind of doing some gesso and some inking and that kind of stuff on some of that collaged paper. And so that's what I used to make the tags and also the pockets on the front cover. Each one of these has a pocket on the front cover. So yeah, so there's a tag inside each one of those pockets. And then I also did a whole bunch of printing on vellum, just a bunch of like butterflies and flowers and stuff on vellum. And then I just stitched those on over some of that collaged scrapbook paper. So yeah, so that's that one. These get easier to open and close the more you open and close them. Yeah, so like just little, it's actually a flower, you know, it's hard to make out, I guess. But just made some little journaling cards and stuff with vellum images. These get easier to open and close the more you open and close them. So this is kind of what they wound up looking like. So sort of grungy, sort of funky. And I left a lot of them like this so that, you know, you could put your own images or whatever, or not. But I just kind of wanted you guys to see how some of that paper turned out. I like the way it turned out with the gesso and then using some ink and stuff. And then I've been printing lately on this, is a 32-pound printer paper, but it's like a presentation paper. It's a Hammer Mill brand, and it's super soft. Like, it's really, really nice, heavy, just, you know, for a laser printer. Okay. I will say I printed some stuff that I got from Tracie this morning with this paper in my inkjet printer, and I will tell you that the color shifts really bad when you're using paper that's made for a laser printer in an inkjet. Like, the color is totally different. It's really weird. Like, these things that she did, I think she has them listed now, some images, some flowers and stuff. She did some borders around the images, and one of them, it's kind of like a mauve color around the border, like a pinkish mauve. And I'm not kidding, it came out purple printing it on my inkjet, and none of the yellows came through or anything. Super weird. So anyways, I just wanted to tell you, I'm loving that paper, and I'm starting to get used to printing on white. A lot of the time I print on cream, but I noticed that it really does make a huge difference, especially if you're using images that from like a digital kit that somebody made, right? Like, not just images that you found on the internet or whatever, but like those types of things. It does make a big difference. So pay attention to that when you're buying paper, that if it's made for an inkjet, use it on an inkjet printer. If it's made for a laser, you know, get paper that's specifically for either one. Just saying. It made a big difference. Anyway, so I'm just kind of blabbering, but I use some just like little offcuts of different things. Like, this is some like French documents that I have purchased and printed. And so I just, you know, wanted to put something in each one of these pockets, and just to kind of show you guys, you know, that it is a pocket. So this one will flip out too. And then I just did some collaging on these. These are magnetized. So there's a magnet there. There's a magnet here. And then, where's the other magnet? Oh, right here. So then this one is also a magnet. Okay. What else was I going to show you? Well, let me look at a couple more of these so you guys can see. So the second little journal insert, I'm just, you know, putting inside the elastic band. Oh, and I did some little charms on these too. I thought these were kind of cute. They're just, I used a little tiny key on each one, and then each one has a button, and then a little metal charm, and then just some little glass beads, you know, with a little swivel. So that's kind of how the charm worked out on all of them. Let's look at this one. So these are numbered in my shop. Okay, so this is number 15. This is a Mrs. Coggs image on the front. This butterfly is one that I don't remember where I got it from, but I've had that for a long time. So yeah, they all have the same layout. They're gonna have different types of tags and ephemera and stuff, you know, each one, like, just because there's so many pockets and stuff. I just, you know, I wanted you to have a good variety of, you know, different types of things. And but there's definitely like 2 or 3 of these bigger tags in each one. I don't even know if I want to call it a journal. I guess it's a journal, but this was really fun to make. Very time consuming though, just saying. Like, and it definitely takes a lot of planning when you know, you're trying to figure out where you're going to put stuff. This is just from that scrappy trim that I made. I like to use that just on tags. Just, you know, little papery things. This is some more of that, just collage pattern paper, you know. It's just fun. You don't necessarily even have to put an image on there. You know, like I have some old Scotch tape that's already kind of yellowed. And so I use a little bit of glue and like stick it down, and I don't know, I just think it looks really cool, especially like when the ink sort of gets underneath it. But yeah, so that was pretty fun. Anyway, so yeah, I've got 16 of these, and they are currently listed in my shop, and all numbered, and they've all got, there's 10 images for each listing, and I think I got pretty good pictures. I think I did. I think I got pretty good pictures. I waited until it was light out to take pictures, which is always nice. Used a lot of those Stamperia papers in these. So, yeah. Not quite as involved or complex as some of Wendy's full-fledged lap books. But, okay, so this is number 16, okay? That was number 15. This is number 13 with the, oh, wait. Was it? Yeah, 15, 16. This one's 13. Okay, and that's the little, I use some Tim Holtz papers, like the ones with the little squares, to just make the little booklets. This one's number 10. The pocket is like on this, you know, sideways on this one. All the pockets are kind of different on the front. This one is number 12, butterflies. And I did a lot of inking on these too. Like I inked up all around the edges and stuff. I wanted them to be kind of grungy. This is number 9. And lots of butterflies. Lots of butterflies. This is number 2. Okay. And number 11, honeybees. Well, bees and different kinds of bees, not all honeybees. This is number 1. It's another butterfly. This was the same image. I just cut the image in half and used, you know, bits and pieces of it. This is number 14. This is a vellum image over that collage paper. And then, wait, there's more. And this is number 3. It's got a top mounting. Oh my gosh, this was so fun. This is a Mrs. Coggs image. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like garden fairies or something. Anyways, but I stitched around it with gold thread. It looks really cool. And it's this like double straight stitch. Like it does, like, actually it's triple. It's like 3 stitches. But it came out kind of neat. I like it. I decided I'm not buying any thread until I use my thread. And I have so much thread. You guys are going to be seeing like purple thread and orange thread. And anyway, so that, what number was that? Number 3. So this one is, this is number 4. It's got like a black butterfly in the top loading pocket. So poppy. And this is number 5. I love that image. It's like a moth. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry if I seem a little spacey and out of it today, you guys, and disorganized. I sort of am. I have a gazillion books out in the garage that I'm trying to get sorted out so I can do a book sale. And I might actually get it together and start making the videos for that tonight. So this is number 6. I love this image. This is that Mrs. Coggs. I went nuts in her shop one day and just bought all of the digital like images that I even liked. I just went nuts. So this is number 7. So I can't remember what the kits are, but and then this is number 8. I love this one. This was the one that I said that I really liked, the moth. This was the same image, and I just, you know, cut it in half and used half there and half on this one. So, okay. I guess I was in a butterfly kind of mood that day. Anyway, so that is my 16 official abbreviated lap book, junk planner, junk journal minis for January. I don't really know what they are, but I'm going to say they're abbreviated lap books. Okay. All right, guys. I love you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.